Atkins?
Yes, sir?
I want you to set up an inspectorate for GP surgeries, Atkins.
Yes, sir.
We'll call it the Quality Certification Quango.
The QCQ, sir?
Exactly. I want them to have an enormous list of things to check, Atkins. A list so long and complicated, with such unreasonable and far-fetched requirements, that no surgery can ever pass.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Won't GPs object to these inspections, sir?
Of course they will, Atkins. Of course they'll object, which will make it look as if they might have something to hide.
So, is the purpose of these inspections to ensure the safety of the public, sir?
That's the ticket, Atkins. If anybody asks, we'll say they're to ensure the safety of the public.
But will they actually ensure the safety of the public?
Shut up, Atkins.
Yes, sir.
That's got nothing to do with it. If anybody asks, that's what we'll say they're for.
Yes, sir.
My father was a GP, Atkins. Did I ever tell you that?
You may have mentioned it once or twice, sir.
He used to carry out inspections of my bedroom. If he came home from work in a bad temper, he used to say, "Come here, boy. Inspection in half an hour. Get ready."
He does sound strict, sir.
I used to run up to my room and spend half an hour feverishly trying to set everything in order. Then my father would suddenly burst in, with a great big gin and tonic in his hand. He'd stare slowly all around with his bulging red eyes, and then he'd say, "Lampshade tilted, £5 fine," and he'd disappear with a slam, and I had to pay the £5 out of my pocket money.
I expect he meant it kindly, sir.
My mother said I should try to impress him. I should make a special exhibit in my room, then he might even give me a prize, she said, instead of fining me. So I made a scale model of the trial of King Charles I out of vegetables. My father was very keen on history. King Charles was a parsnip. The Roundheads were all salad potatoes, and Oliver Cromwell was a big warty-looking spud.
It sounds very impressive, Under Secretary.
I ran downstairs when I heard him come home. "Papa, Papa," I said, "can I have an inspection, please?" "An inspection, boy," he said. "Very well, if that's what you want." And he followed me upstairs, clump, clump, clump. I flung open the door to my room, brimming over with pride. "Look, Papa," I said, "it's the trial of King Charles I. I made it myself." And there it was on the rug.
I do hope he liked it.
He said, "You know, boy, sometimes when I'm at work, dealing with matters of life and death, watching fit people fall ill, and old people become demented and incapable, the burden of responsibility weighs on me very heavily. But to come home here and see that you've done something like this gives me new strength."
How lovely. What did you say?
I said, "Papa, can I have a BMX bike?"
Oh. What did he say?
He said, "You blithering idiot. You've made Oliver Cromwell out of a King Edward. Cromwell hated royalty. £10 fine." And he stumped back downstairs again.
Would you like a small dry sherry, sir?
Yes, please. With a cinnamon biscuit. What can I do for you today, Mrs. Hattersley?
Well, actually, Dr. Harry, it's about your mother.
My mother?
Yes. As you know, she's a neighbour of mine.
Yes.
Well, I called on her the other day to ensure that we could count on her vote for Brexit in the forthcoming referendum, and I must say I was rather concerned about her state of mind.
How do you mean, exactly?
Well, for one thing, she didn't seem to know what Brexit meant.
I see.
And that's not all. She also seemed to be wearing an unreasonably large number of hair clips.
Hair clips?
Exactly. A quite unnecessary number of hair clips. And to top it off, her house wasn't at all feng shui.
good grief.
The lovely fruit bowl, which she normally keeps on her dining room table, was sitting next to the telephone in the front hall. Can you imagine? And in the middle of the dining room table, where the fruit bowl should have been, there was a potted plant.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Exactly what I said myself. Naturally, I swapped them back, and she then became quite argumentative. She's clearly not in her right mind, so I offered to check the rest of the house.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Hattersley. I think I've heard enough.
Her ornaments were quite disarranged.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Hattersley.
Well, I'll say no more. I can see that you're shocked and disturbed, as I was myself. You must remember to brace up before you go round there.
I'll bear that in mind.
Would you like me to call on your mother again, say in a fortnight's time, and report back to you?
No thank you, Mrs. Hattersley. That's very kind of you, but I'm sure it won't be necessary.
Then I'd better hurry home to my cat Tiddles. He doesn't like it if I'm late for Pointless.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Dr. Airy? Haven't we got any cake? No, we haven't. You ate it. Well, what about those chocolate biscuits? You ate them too. What about that big bag of Twiglets? You scoffed them yesterday. Well, I don't think it's fair. I don't see how I can be expected to cope with all this stress without something nice to eat. Why, what's up? Oh, it's Mrs. Hattersley. Oh, she came in here just now, specially to tell me that my mother has got her fruit bowl in the wrong place. Oh, that's nothing. She rang me up once to tell me my garden shed was the wrong colour. That woman's beyond belief. Telephone! Haven't we even got a bag of sugar? I could just spoon sugar straight into my mouth. It's for you, Dr. Airy. Bollocks. Who is it? It's your mother. Oh. Hello, Mum. Robert? What's the matter, Mum? I want you to call the police, please. The police? Why, what's happening? Well, there's an intruder in my house. A yellow man. What? There's a yellow man here. He's moving all my things around. What do you mean, a yellow man? Oh, you know, Robert, one of those yellow men. From outer space. Outer space? Yes, you know the ones. You see them on the... You know, you meet them on the, what's it called? When they come into your house. Well, what makes you think he comes from outer space? Well, there's some writing on my bedroom wall. And it's obviously not normal writing. It's outer space writing. All right, I'm on my way over. Hello, Mum. Oh, there you are. You took your time. Well, I came as fast as I could. I called you yesterday. No, you didn't. You called me about 20 minutes ago. Well, it seems like a very long time. Look at this. What about it? Where did this come from? Well, that's one of your ornaments. I've never seen it before. Of course you have. You've had that ever since I can remember. Well, what is it? What's it for? Well, it's a china cat. I found it on the mantelpiece. Someone must have put it there. It's always been there. It's been there all the time. None of those ornaments on the mantelpiece belong to me. Those are somebody else's ornaments. No, they're not. I gave you that paperweight myself. Well, I don't remember. That front window's all different. It never used to be that wide. And that house across the road is slightly to the right of where it used to be. Somebody's been moving everything around. Who'd move a house? And who'd break in here just to give you extra ornaments? You don't know what people might do. Just because you're a doctor, you think you know everything. You've got no idea what really goes on. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and there was a yellow man moving everything around. Are you sure? He came from outer space, and he was writing all over the walls. And when I got up to go to the toilet, he'd changed all the doors, and I ended up in the spare room. Are you sure you weren't just having a bad dream? Of course I'm sure, Robert. I saw him. Anyway, it's not just me. Other people have seen him as well. Mrs. Hattersley said she'd seen him. Well, she's never mentioned anything about it to me. Oh, she's been to see you, has she? You've been talking about me behind my back, have you? I suppose you go round telling everybody there's something wrong with me. Not at all, but she came to see me because she was concerned about you. Well, if she thought there was something wrong with me, then actually she was right, because I've got bowel cancer. What? What on earth makes you think you've got bowel cancer? I looked up the symptoms in a book. What book? The dictionary. You can't look up the symptoms of bowel cancer in a dictionary. It's a very good dictionary. It was your father's dictionary. What, that Reader's Digest one? There's nothing wrong with the Reader's Digest, Robert. They have some very good articles. Anyway, look at this. What is it? Well, take the lid off and have a look. Do I have to? Yes, come along, Robert. What's the matter with you? You're a doctor, aren't you?
I bet you've never seen one like that before, have you?
Well,
Well, have you or haven't you?
to be honest, I don't spend an awful lot of time looking at,
I thought you doctors were supposed to know all about these things.
not really.
Well, you can take it from me, that's a very unusual one. I think you'll find I've definitely got bowel cancer.
Well, have you got any other symptoms?
I don't need any other symptoms, Robert. That should be perfectly sufficient for anybody who knows anything about it.
Mum, I think we might need to get some carers in here.
Carers? What are you talking about?
I'm not convinced that you're entirely safe on your own.
I don't want other people coming in here.
Well, according to what you've just told me, you've already got a yellow man coming in.
Don't try to be funny, Robert. You're not funny. And I'm surprised by how fat you are.
Eh?
Yes, the minute you came in here, I said, my goodness, he's really let himself go. He's developed an enormous paunch.
As a matter of fact, I've
A
lost.
terrible fat-looking old man, I said. He's always been overweight, I said, but now he's obese.
I think it's time I was going.
What an enormous, roly-poly old porker. What a revoltingly flabby individual.
Goodbye, Mum.
Robert, wait a minute.
What?
Aren't you going to give me a kiss?
All right, then.
And don't forget my sample.
She's obviously quite badly confused, and I'm not at all sure that she's safe to be left on her own. But as soon as I suggested getting carers in there, she turned very difficult.
You never want to get involved in the care of your own relatives. That's rule number one, that is.
How do you mean she turned difficult? Well, she got quite stroppy and rude. How do you mean, rude? She said I got a paunch. Oh, well, so you have, Fairy. Oh, come on, Gladys. Your tummy's much bigger than mine. That's not a paunch. That's good solid fat, that is. There's no such distinction. Of course there is.
Never go visit your own relatives.
Well, I can't not go and visit my own mother.
Why not? I'll never go and visit mine.
Grabber's quite right, Fairy. Getting involved in the care of one's own relatives is an ethical minefield. Fiona wanted me to go visit the father-in-law a year or two ago, but I wouldn't hear of it. Unprofessional, I said.
Yeah, that's right.
Besides which, he was a horrible man. We went round there one Christmas, and he had a Christmas cake and a bottle of port on the sideboard, and all he offered me was a cup of tea.
Yeah, well, my mum promised to get me a car when I was 18, but she never did.
I thought she paid to set you up in practice.
Yeah, but that was separate. She promised me a car when I was 18, and I never got one.
So how did things work out with your father-in-law? Well, he died shortly afterwards, but the principle was certainly correct. Well then, Grabber, it looks like it's over to you.
You what?
Well, you're my mum's GP.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
I've never even seen her, have I?
No, you haven't.
Oh, yeah, well, I can't get involved now, can I? I mean, you've been round there.
But of course I've been round there. She rang me up and asked me.
Yeah, well, you've taken control of her care now, haven't you? I can't get involved now. That's rule number 2, that is.
Quite right, Grabber. If another clinician gets involved, leave them to it. Don't interfere. Oh, bloody hell.
But you, on the other hand, can go and visit my mum.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Yeah, well, she keeps going into hospital, don't she? My sisters keep calling the ambulance.
Huh. That's typical of daughters in my experience. Hysterical. Always overreacting. Sons are much more phlegmatic. Well, perhaps she actually needs the ambulance.
No, the hospital just sent her straight back home. It's a complete waste of time.
Well, how does your mother feel about it?
Oh, she's not bothered. It's all down to my sisters. Have you met my sisters?
I don't think so.
Pongo and Crups, they're called.
Pongo and Crups?
Yeah. They're terrified she's going to die while they're in charge of her.
Ha! Typical daughters. No backbone.
Really, they'd like her in a nursing home.
Well, perhaps that's the answer.
Yeah, but she'd have to sell the house to pay for it, wouldn't she? There'd be nothing left to inherit. And I never got that car when I was 18.
Oh, we can't have that. You'd better get round there, Fairy, and sort it out. Gah, great. Would anybody like a slice of roulade? Hello, Mrs. Underslider.
Hey, who's that?
It's only me, Dr. Harry. I've come to visit you.
Look who's here, Mum.
Hey, it's never the doctor.
Yes, it is him. How lovely.
Mum's been dying to meet you, Dr. Harry, ever since Grabber registered us.
Only you would turn up just as we're scoffing meringues like a great big pair of fatties. And not just like a great big pair of fatties. We actually are a great big pair of fatties.
I bet the doctor would like a meringue.
I expect he would, Mum, but we've just finished them. Yes, Mum, you know perfectly well we only had 2. We couldn't buy 3, Dr. Harry, because Mum isn't allowed. Because she's diabetic, which she keeps forgetting.
So they like to torment me by eating them in front of me.
Oh dear!
And on top of that, they force me to watch Lovejoy and the Antiques Roadshow all day long.
It's not all day long, Mum. We watch Bargain Hunters too. You said you liked Antiques Roadshow. We play Scrabble too, don't we? You're very difficult to keep entertained. You never used to be this grumpy.
Hey, it's no sort of life.
I'm sorry to arrive unannounced like this. I hope I haven't caused an upset.
It's not you, Dr. Hairy. It's us. It's us. It's so lovely of you to come round. There's nothing that cheers us up more than a visit.
Yes, you can tell by the way we've all started crying.
Oh, dear me.
The reason I called...
One of the girls might actually make you a cup of tea in a minute.
Oh, Mum, you know I can't get up because I've twisted my ankle. You saw her twist it, Mum. You must remember that. You heard it go crack. And I can't get up because I've got a bad back. You know I have. I won't be able to get up until Trevor gets here.
Hey, I'll get up myself.
No, you mustn't, Mum. You're not allowed. You've got to keep your leg on that puff because of your leg ulcer. You know that perfectly well. We keep telling you every 5 minutes. Not to mention your bad heart, Mum. Why can't you remember your bad leg and your bad heart?
Hey.
We'll just have to wait till the new carer gets here.
The reason I...
Hey, I hope she's better than the last one.
Oh, the last one was awful. Terrible. She was such a bully beef. Massive great forearms. She came barging in here, never on time, broke half the china, wouldn't do any cooking, didn't make tea, didn't hoover, didn't do any washing up even. And she was meant to be really good. The agency said she'd got a silver caring award.
That must be why she stole the silver.
This one's apparently got a gold caring award.
Well, I haven't got any gold. I hope she won't be disappointed.
Oh dear.
The reason I...
Look out, this'll be her. Come in.
Shall I let her in?
No, Dr. Hairy, we wouldn't hear of it.
You sit still, Dr. Hairy. She'll come in of her own accord in a minute. Come in. We're in the front room. Hello. Come in, we're in here. Come in, we're in here. Come in. Just let yourself in. We're in here. Come in.
Perhaps she can't hear.
She must be able to.
Well, this is silly. I'll go and let her in.
No, Dr. Hairy, never. You sit there.
You mustn't, Dr. Hairy. She's bound to come in a minute.
Why doesn't she come in?
I think she's gone, Mum.
Gone? She can't be gone. Don't tell me she's gone.
Oh, it's ridiculous. They don't even try. The slightest excuse, they just skip the visit. They're looking for excuses.
Anyway, the reason I...
It's getting dark, and the room's getting cold. Soon the day will be over.
It seems quite bright to me.
No, it's getting dark.
Would you like me to put the light on?
No, Dr. Hairy.
You mustn't think of it. At the end of the day, Trevor comes. He puts on the light. He gets me out of this chair. He draws the curtains. He turns on the heating.
He helps me to bed.
Who's Trevor?
He's a big man. A big tall man. A big tall bald man. A big tall bald ugly man with hair coming out of his ears.
Is he married to one of you?
We've never been sure. It's getting too dark for Scrabble. We'll watch an episode of Lovejoy.
Hey, it's no sort of a life.
Mrs. Hattersley, I really shouldn't be prescribing you antibiotics when there's nothing the matter with you.
Oh, but the weekend's coming up, Dr. Hairy, and I do have a distinct premonition that I'm going to have a urine infection.
The thing is that our antibiotic prescribing is quite critically scrutinised these days.
But I shouldn't use them unless I had to, Dr. Hairy, so if you prescribe them for me now, it will save you from having to prescribe them on a later occasion.
But the last time I prescribed you some antibiotics just in case, You gave them to your cat.
Oh, poor Tiddles! He did have the most terrible cough, and that nasty vet said there was nothing the matter with him.
Well, perhaps there wasn't.
Oh, but there must have been, or the antibiotics wouldn't have made him better.
Look, I really shouldn't.
Oh, you are kind.
Well, I can prescribe you a 3-day course of trimethoprim.
Oh, but those 3-day courses never work for me.
That's really the best I can do.
It only means I have to come back for more. Really, 7 days is the absolute minimum.
Oh, all right. A 7-day course of
Cephalexin?
trimethoprim.
Cephalexin?
Cephalexin is the type of antibiotic we get into trouble for overprescribing.
But it's the only one that seems to work for me, Dr. Harry. Trimethoprim just doesn't do the trick at all.
I really shouldn't.
Oh, you are wonderful.
Oh, well, this is the last time, and I shall be extremely cross if you give these ones to your cat.
Dear Tiddles.
Where did I put my pen?
Your desk does seem to be in rather a mess, Dr. Harry.
Well, it's been a very busy morning.
Ah, but the work would go so much more smoothly if everything were better arranged.
It may look like a muddle, Mrs. Hattersley, but I know exactly where everything is.
Apart from your pen.
So I've simply mislaid my pen. It was here a minute ago.
If you don't mind me saying so, Dr. Harry, your entire room could do with rearranging.
Probably rolled onto the floor or something.
It isn't at all feng shui.
Ah, there it is.
I can sense blockages everywhere. It can't be good for you or for your patients.
Oh, there's a biscuit down there too. That's a bit of luck.
Would you like me to reorganise things for you?
There's a bit of a spider on it, but nothing the matter with it apart from that.
Dr. Harry! Dr. Harry! Would you like me to come and redesign your surgery to make it more feng shui?
No thank you, Mrs. Hattersley. That's very kind.
Oh, it wouldn't be any trouble at all. I could just pop round at the weekend if you lent me the keys.
No, Mrs. Hattersley, thank you, but no.
Really, I don't think you realise the importance of a good energy flow. Let me just reorganise some of these things on your desk.
Mrs. Hattersley, please leave my desk alone. Those are confidential papers.
But just as a demonstration.
No.
Oh, well, perhaps the reception area.
Mrs. Hattersley, I do not want any part of my surgery reorganised, thank you.
But just as a...
No, I said no.
Well, really, there's no need to be abrupt. And when I started talking to him about feng shui, he became quite abrupt. Yes. I'm sure it must be very stressful being a doctor, but really, there's no excuse for being rude to an old lady.
He's always grumpy.
Is he really?
Yes, ever so grumpy.
Dear me. Well, could you make me another appointment for 2 weeks' time?
No.
Oh. Well, it doesn't have to be 2 weeks. 3 weeks will do.
No.
Why ever not?
I don't know how to make appointments.
Don't you?
Oh, no. Scanning and photocopying. That's me.
Well, where's that other girl who normally works here?
Tina?
Yes, where's Tina?
She's wandered off somewhere.
Just wandered off?
Hmm.
And left you in charge?
Hmm.
When you don't know how to do anything properly? Well, I must say, it's a bit shambolic. And the surgery isn't at all feng shui. I've got a good mind to contact the QCQ about it.
The QC who?
The QCQ!
Who are they?
You've got a big poster about them in your hallway.
Have we?
Yes, it says to contact them if there are any concerns about the surgery.
Well, I've never heard of them.
Well, I'm going to make a note of their number right now.
All right. Bye.
Here's your tea, Ruthie.
Ooh, thank you.
Anybody need anything while I was upstairs?
Don't think so.
What do you mean, don't think so?
There was a lady here, but, she went away.
Well, didn't you ask her to hang on like I said?
I don't think she wanted to hang on.
God, I don't know why you can't make your own tea.
I can't work that kettle out.
All right, Harry, how's it going? All right?
Not really, Grabber, no.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, I don't know how much longer I can put up with this bloody job.
Yeah, brilliant, yeah.
What do you mean, brilliant?
Yeah, know what you mean. Yeah, go on.
I'd retire tomorrow if I wasn't thousands of pounds in debt. The patients are driving me bonkers. I never get any time to myself. I'm so busy I can't even get round to looking at the lab reports or the incoming mail. Ugh, look at all this mail here. One of these days I'm going to miss something really vital, and somebody's going to end up dead.
Done it.
Grabber, are you even listening to what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was setting up this app on my tablet.
Well, bloody hell.
Sorry, Harry, I am listening now, honest.
Well, I was just saying... I mean, I can't even sleep properly at night anymore. I'm so worried about everything. You know, my finances and the workload at the practice. It just gets worse all the time. I can feel the stress eating me up inside. I'm definitely suffering from burnout. All the signs are there. I really don't know how much longer I can... Where's that bloody music coming from?
It's his app.
What?
It's his app. It's called Life Tunes. It plays mood music and sound effects and that according to what's going on. Brilliant, isn't it?
Look, I'm pouring my heart out here and all you can do is take the piss.
Well, no, I just thought you'd be a good person to try it out on.
Why?
Well, you're always moaning, aren't you?
Oh, bloody great. Grabber?
Oh, sorry, I'll switch it off.
Well, I suppose I might as well look through some of this post. You never know, there might be some big fat checks in here. Grabber?
I'm doing it.
Let's have a look. Oh, bloody hell, what's this? This is all I need.
What? What's up?
The bloody QCQ are coming on a visit now. Grabber?
I'm doing it.
Tina, have you seen this?
You what?
From the QCQ, they're coming in 2 weeks.
What did you say?
Here, do you mind? Grabber?
I'm doing it.
They're going to crucify me, aren't they? I haven't got any written policies. My controlled drugs are kept in a biscuit tin. I haven't got a defibrillator. And what's more, I can't afford to buy one. They're going to shut me down, aren't they? Honestly, Fairy, just listen to yourself. You need to man up. You can't let these people push you around.
Oh yeah, just say bollocks to them.
Quite right. Well, I can't say bollocks to them, can I? You can't just say bollocks to the QCQ.
Why not? That's what I did.
What? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You haven't even had a visit from the QCQ.
Oh yeah, I have. I kept it quiet at the time. I mean, they came round and told me I had got to replace all the chairs in my waiting room and get the floor cleaned, take down all my curtains, get a fire alarm and stop keeping my clinical waste in the patient's toilet.
Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah. They said if I didn't do it, they'd shut me down, so I said bollocks to them.
What, you said that in real life?
Yeah.
And they just backed down?
Well, in the end they did, yeah.
What does that mean? In the end?
Oh, well, they backed down after they'd seen all of these psychological assessments that said I was in a dangerous mental state and I might kill myself.
Well, where did you get those from?
One of them was from you, actually.
I don't remember writing that. Wait a minute. Did you forge my signature?
Yeah, I did as it goes, yeah.
Well, bloody hell. You see, this is how you have to deal with these people, Fairy. They're nothing but little tin pot Hitlers, the lot of them. You've got to stand up to them, look them straight between the eyes, tell them exactly what they can do with their inspection, then plead insanity.
Yeah, we could easily say you were mentally unstable.
Of course we could.
You're made for the part. All the signs are there.
Of course they are. What do you mean? Well, you're becoming increasingly unkempt, your behaviour is bizarre, and you're dangerously overweight. Look, as a matter of fact, I've lost...
Yeah, I'd sign a statement for you.
In any case, who's coming to do your inspection? They normally tell you the name, I believe. It's somebody called Jiminy Simmons. Jiminy Simmons? Good Lord, Jiminy Simmons. Well, he's nothing to be afraid of. Why, do you know him? Oh, we used to go to school with my son. He's a funny little chap with a squeaky voice. Everybody used to make fun of him. They used to say, "Piss off, Jiminy Simmons," and he used to cry. He was famous for it. He came round to tea once at my house, and he came into the kitchen by himself after a bit, and he said, "Can I have my tea now and go home? Hugo's bullying me. He's put my head down the toilet, he's stolen my best conker, he's broken my Action Man, and I don't like being here any more." So I said, "Piss off, Jiminy Simmons," and he started to blub straight away. It was jolly good fun, I can tell you. And can you believe it? This chap is now doing QCQ inspections, earning a fortune, no doubt, and my son's just been fired from the police force. What a topsy-turvy world we live in. Would anybody like a Belgian bun?
There you go.
Grabber, that's gone right on top of my lunch.
No need to say thanks, all part of the service.
A bacon sandwich that was, you flattened it. I was really looking forward to that.
Well, do you want it or don't you?
Yes, I suppose it'll still be all right. Just a bit squashed.
I mean these files. Do you want these files?
Why? What on earth are they?
Policies and procedures.
Really? Policies and procedures?
Yeah, you know, child protection, vulnerable adult, infection control, complaints procedures, all that kind of stuff.
My goodness, there are thousands of them. Where did you get all these from?
Well, I got the girls to download them off the internet when we had our visit.
Health and safety policy, the North Valley Surgery. Who's the North Valley Surgery?
Yeah, well, that must be where that one came from.
My surgery isn't called the North Valley Surgery.
Yeah, but your inspector's never going to sit and read through all these, is he? He'll say, where's your policy for so-and-so? And you'll say, oh, all my policies and procedures are in that big file over there. And he'll go, oh, are they? Right.
Well, I don't know. It seems a bit risky.
As long as you've got something on the front with your proper name on it, the rest of it can say anything. It could say bollocks to Jiminy Simmons all the way through.
It doesn't actually say bollocks to Jiminy Simmons all the way through, does it?
No.
Phew.
But it could do, though.
Well, thank you, Grabber. Thank you very much. I must admit I was worried about policies and procedures. I did try to write some of my own, but I fell asleep with my head on the desk.
And plus, I got you a defibrillator.
You what?
I got you a defibrillator.
You haven't?
Yeah, I have. They've got one down the pub, so I borrowed it.
Grabber, that's brilliant. That's another thing I was really worried about.
You'll have to give it back to them, though, straight after the inspection.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're probably wondering where it's gone.
You mean you didn't ask them?
Well, I would have done, but there was nobody around.
OK, I can give it straight back afterwards.
Tell them you found it on the pavement or something. Say, here, is this yours? I found it on the pavement.
Yes, all right then.
And what about your patient participation group?
My what?
Your patient participation group. A QCQ always want to talk to somebody from your patient participation group.
Oh, bloody hell. Do they?
Yeah, they do. Haven't you got one?
Of course I haven't got one. The last thing I want to do after surgery is sit around with a load of bloody patients. I just want to go straight home and get pissed.
Well, you'll have to get one. Just choose a couple of patients. Anyone who will give you a glowing report. You know, someone you get on with.
Well,
someone who thinks you're doing a great job.
Nobody exactly springs to mind.
Well, what about my sisters?
Oh, well, yes, that's a thought.
Just keep them well supplied with cream cakes and they'll say anything. Plus they'll talk so much, this Jiminy Simmons bloke will be desperate to get away from them. That's the kind of effect you're looking for.
All right, Grabber, that's a good idea. I'll ring them up and ask them.
I've already asked them for you, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to pop round there and look after my mum while they're here.
I must say, Grabber, you're being extremely helpful about all this.
Yeah, well, I need to get the old red dots on some of her stuff, don't I?
Red dots?
Yeah, you know, them self-adhesive ones. If it's got a red dot on it, that means it comes to me when she dies.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, well, you've got to have a system, haven't you? Otherwise it just turns into a big squabble. Plus, she never got me that car when I was 18.
Tina! What time is it?
You've only just asked me that.
Well, never mind about that. What time is it?
Well, why don't you look at your own watch?
I don't think it's working properly. It seems to be stuck.
Well, it's 25 past.
Yes, that's what mine says. He'll be here any minute.
I know that, don't I?
Well, whatever you do, stay calm.
I am calm.
And whatever you do, stay out of the toilet.
Why?
Because I think I've got diarrhea.
Well, you can't go. Ruth is in there.
Oh, bloody hell. I'll just have to use the downstairs one, won't I?
Dr. Underslider's sisters are in that one.
What, both of them?
Well, one of them said she wanted to go, and then the other one said she wanted to go as well, and then they both went in there together.
Oh, well, this is great. I'm going to be inspected by the QCQ, and my pants are going to be full of diarrhea. Oh, bugger and bollocks, this'll be him. Hello?
Hello, Robert. Could you come round here, please?
What? Mum? Is that you, Mum?
Could you come round here, please, Robert?
Why, what's happened?
I'm in outer space.
Outer space? What makes you think you're in outer space?
I'm not stupid, Robert. I know outer space when I see it.
Well, what's outer space about it?
There's a yellow man and the walls are covered with alien writing.
Well, where are you now?
Well, I'm in the front room, of course. That's where the telephone is.
Right. So it's your own telephone in your own front room?
Yes, but everything else is different.
Well, what about the mantelpiece?
Yes, the mantelpiece is here.
Is that China cat still on it?
Yes, there's a China cat on the mantelpiece.
Well, I don't think you really are in outer space, Mum. I think you're in your own front room.
They can take your ornaments along, Robert. That's part of what they do.
Oh, right, fine. Well, I'll just climb into my intergalactic space vehicle.
Don't try to be funny, Robert. You've never been funny.
The thing is, Mum, it's really very inconvenient just at the moment because I'm about to have a great big surgery inspection.
What was that?
I said I'm just
I
about...
don't want any inspector coming round here.
Not you, Mum.
I never agreed to an inspector coming.
No, it's not you. Oh, bloody hell. Hello? Mum? 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 Hello? Mum? Mum? Oh, there you are. Why didn't you answer me? Mum? Mum? Oh, bloomin' heck, this is all I need. What's wrong, Mum? What's the matter? Why aren't you talking? Well, there's nothing for it. I'll just have to call an ambulance.
I don't need an ambulance, thank you.
Aha, she speaks.
I'm waiting for my son.
You what?
I don't know where he's got to. I called him hours ago.
It's me.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Your voice is very nasal.
Don't you recognise me?
Could you speak English, please? I don't understand a word you're saying.
It's me. I'm him. I'm your son, Robert.
I can't get used to all this alien mumbo-jumbo.
I'm Robert.
We should never have joined the common market.
Mum, it's me. It's Robert.
Robert?
Yes.
Well, if you'd bothered to shave, I might have recognised you.
I've had this beard for years.
No, you haven't. And your voice never used to be so nasal. And you never used to be so fat.
Look, as a matter of fact, I've lost.
It's a wonder anybody can recognise you the way you've let yourself go. I thought you were an inspector.
An inspector? What on earth made you think I was an inspector?
Well, somebody told me on the phone an inspector was coming. I couldn't see the reason for it myself. I don't like the idea of people coming round and inspecting me. It made me very cross.
No, you've got completely the wrong end of the stick. It's me that's having an inspection, not you. I've got somebody coming to inspect the surgery.
Inspecting the surgery?
Yes.
Why? What have you done wrong?
Nothing. It's just...
Messed everything up, I expect.
Well, the point is, I've got to get back there. Do you know where you are now?
I'm here.
What I mean is, do you still think you're in outer space?
Outer space? Why should I be in outer space?
Well, that's what you told me earlier. You said...
You're getting me muddled up with the yellow man. He's the one that comes from outer space. That's why he does all that writing on the walls.
Right. But you know you're in your own home now, don't you?
Of course I'm in my own home. And I don't need anybody coming to inspect me.
Nobody's going to inspect you.
I should think not.
Well, look, I'd better get back to the surgery. I'll come round again this evening to check that you're all right.
There's really no need.
Well, I'll pop round anyway.
Will you be wanting something to eat?
No, don't worry about that.
Good. There's no food in the fridge. I think it's all been stolen.
Right, well, I'll see you later.
And Robert?
Yes?
Could you please take this and get it analysed?
Hello. What's your name?
Ruthie.
Ruthie. My name's Jiminy Simmons. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
All right.
So, what do you do here, Ruthie?
I came in to get some envelopes.
I mean, what's your job title?
I don't think I've got a job title.
You must do. What does it say on your job description?
I don't think I've got a job description.
Well, who's your line manager?
I don't think I've got a line manager.
I see. Here, wait a minute.
What?
Where are you going?
I was going upstairs.
Why were you going upstairs?
That's where my chair is.
But I haven't finished yet. I want to ask you some more questions.
Do you? Why?
Well, I'm for the QCQ. Do you know what the QCQ is? Do you know what it stands for? What does it stand for then?
I don't know.
Well, let's just say I'm here to inspect the surgery.
Why? Don't you know what it stands for either?
Of course I do. It stands for quality, care and, I can never remember what the other Q is.
Perhaps it's quality again.
That's it! It's quality again!
Ooh.
So you can tell that quality is very important.
Twice as important as care.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
But it's got quality twice.
Yes, but...
And it's only got care once.
Yes, but that doesn't mean...
So it's got quality twice as many times as care.
But that doesn't mean it's twice as important.
All right.
Here, wait a minute. I haven't finished.
Oh.
Let me ask you this. What would you do if you thought there was a child protection issue?
I'd go upstairs.
What? Why would you go upstairs?
That's where my chair is.
No, I mean, what would you do if a mother brought her child in to see the doctor, and while they were waiting, the mother kept shaking and slapping her child?
I'd go upstairs.
Why would you go upstairs?
I don't like anything like that.
Would you tell anybody?
I might tell some of my friends.
I see. And, would you say anything to the mother?
Is it somebody I know?
Let's say it is. Let's say it is somebody you know.
Then I'd say, hello.
But what about the slapping?
Ooh, no. No slapping. Just, hello.
But wouldn't you say anything about the slapping?
Ooh, no.
Why not?
She might slap me.
Hello. Oh, hello. Are you the man for the QCQ?
Would you like a cream cake?
There are only 3 left. We started with 12, but we already scoffed the others.
You'd better have one quick before we scoff these ones too. We can't help ourselves.
Yes, we're terrible compulsive eaters.
You might just as well have a conversation with a couple of pigs.
You'd probably get more sense out of pigs.
Oh dear.
My name's Jiminy Simmons. My name's Pongo.
And my name's Crups.
Those are nicknames, really.
But nobody ever calls us by our real names.
We can't even remember what they are. So, you're in the patient participation group? Oh, yes, it's lovely.
Dr. Hare is such a lovely doctor.
And our lives are so boring. Coming here is the best thing we ever do.
Especially when he buys such lovely cream cakes. Aren't you going to have one?
Oh, look! There are only 2 of them left now. Don't say one of us has gone and eaten another one while we've been talking.
I bet it was me. I probably ate it without even noticing.
No, I expect it was me. I probably gulped it in a single mouthful without even chewing.
Oh, dear.
So, how often does the patient participation group meet? Oh, hardly ever. About once a year.
Once a month, you mean?
Is it once a month?
Well, perhaps it's once every 3 months.
There! That's how stupid we are. We don't even know how often the meetings take place.
It's because the time goes so slowly, and the days are all the same.
Yes, we do the same stupid things every day of our lives.
Time means nothing to us anymore.
Every day the same. The same thoughts, the same stupid faces staring at each other.
The same feeling of dragging ourselves across stony ground.
What kind of things?
In the darkness. Dragging ourselves in the darkness.
What kind of things do you discuss at the meetings? We can't even remember, because all we care about is the cakes.
Oh dear. For goodness sake, have one of these cakes while you've still got the chance.
Craps!
What is it, Pongo?
It's too late! They've all gone!
Oh no!
We must have eaten the last 2 without realising it.
There you are, Mr. Simmons. We did warn you.
Now we're stuck here with nothing. No more cakes. And we can't get home.
Until Trevor comes.
Yes, we'll have to wait for Trevor.
He comes to fetch us at the end of the day. He looks after us.
He drives us in his car.
Yes, Trevor will take care of us.
Who's Trevor?
He's a big man.
A big tall man.
A big tall bald man.
A big tall bald ugly man wearing shorts.
With veiny legs.
But who is he? Where does he come from? Is he paid to take care of you? We don't really know.
You took your time?
Well, I came back as fast as I could.
He's been poking around asking all sorts of things. I've never spent such a morning.
Where is he now?
He's out there looking at the car park. The parking spaces might not be wide enough for the disabled. That front porch is a death trap in the event of a fire.
We haven't got a contingency plan in case the bike racks explode.
God, it hasn't been like that all the way through, has it?
Yes, it has.
Bloody hell.
What's that?
That's from my mum.
I hope it's not what I think it is.
Yes, I'm afraid it is what you think it is.
Well, you can't leave it in the middle of your desk like that. You'll be back in a minute.
Well, this is a GP surgery. We're bound to have, samples.
You haven't heard him going on about infection control. That's not a proper container, and the middle of your desk isn't a proper area.
Well, all right, then put it in a proper container.
I'm not doing it.
Well, I don't want to do it.
Well, I'm not doing it.
All right, I'll flush it down the toilet.
You can't use the upstairs toilet. Ruthie's in it.
Well, all right.
And you can't use the downstairs toilet. Dr. Underslider's two sisters are in it.
What, again?
Yes, again.
Right then, it's going out the window.
You can't throw that out the window. What if he steps in it or something?
Well, I'll just tell him it was a dog. I can't be held responsible for the actions of a dog.
I bet you can.
There, it's gone.
Well, you better get rid of that pot. He'll be back in a minute.
All right. I don't know why we should be so scared of this bloke anyway. What's so special about him? He's probably just some pathetic little weed who goes around inspecting surgeries because he hasn't got the balls to earn the living as a proper doctor.
Yeah, whatever.
I bet he'd fall to pieces if he ever had to cope with a morning surgery. I bet he'd wet his pants if he had to go on a home visit to some tough bloke's house. I bet if one of our... Hello? Oh, God. Hello? Jiminy Simmons, is it?
That's right. You're Dr. Airy, I suppose.
How do you do? How nice to meet you. I hope everybody's been making you welcome. Have you had a cup of tea? What about cake? Tina, have we got any nice cake for Mr. Simmons?
No, we haven't.
Oh, I thought we did have some in the fridge.
You ate it.
Oh, did I? Do you know, I think I might have done. Well, just a cup of coffee then, Tina.
Yes, Dr. Airy.
Do you think eating chocolate cakes sets a very good example for your patients? The members of your patient participation group seem very fond of cakes. In fact, the only thing they could remember about the meetings was the cakes.
Really?
You seem a bit nervous, Dr. Airy.
Oh, me? Nervous? No.
Well, yes, you do a bit.
Well, perhaps just a teeny weeny bit.
There's no need to be nervous.
Isn't there?
No, us inspectors are nothing to be afraid of, you know. We're just ordinary human beings.
Oh, how lovely.
I'll just go and wash my hands before we go any further, because I've been inspecting the outside of the premises, and I might have picked up some germs. Good infection control is essential at all times.
Of course it is.
Is it coffee, Dr. Airy?
Thanks, Tina.
Where's he gone?
He's just gone to wash his hands.
Oh, dear.
What do you mean, oh dear?
Well, there's a mirror above that wash basin.
What's this on my head?
It's not my fault. It's the fault of a dog. I can't be held responsible for the actions of a dog.
Most of this stuff probably isn't worth anything. Still, you never know.
Kevin!
Yeah? What's up?
Are you there, Kevin?
Yeah, I was just making a cup of tea.
Hey, I must have been asleep. When I woke up and your sisters weren't here, I thought maybe I'd died and this was the afterlife.
Oh, yeah? Funny little cup, this.
Your Aunt Sadie was given this set by a man who took her to the Festival of Britain.
Oh, yeah?
They had a passionate love affair. They were set to be married, but then he was dismembered by a great white shark in the South Seas, just off the coast of Java, and she died a miserable spinster, cursing the god who created her.
Worth something, is it?
No, I shouldn't expect so. Just sentimental value. It's ages since I've seen you, Kevin.
Doctor's life is a very busy one.
I know. I expect you come round as often as you can.
Yeah, of course I do.
Kevin!
What?
You won't let them put me in a hole, will you, Kevin?
No, not likely.
You don't know what a relief it is to hear you say that. Your sisters want to put me in a home. They keep saying they're worried about me, all on my own here at night.
Yeah, well, you're all right on your own, ain't you?
I won't say it isn't lonely.
Them nursing homes cost a fortune.
Sometimes I lay shaking with fear in a pool of my own urine, staring into the vortex of eternity until Trevor comes in the morning. But it's worth it to be independent.
Yeah. How much do you think that clock's worth?
Not much. It doesn't keep the right time.
Oh, well.
Kevin!
What?
You're a doctor. You've seen life and death.
Yeah? So what?
What's it all about? What's it all for? What does it amount to in the end?
Well, search me. What about that vase?
My Uncle Jasper gave me that for a wedding present.
He molested me in the park when I was 14.
Oh, yeah?
There are other nights when I lie awake for hour after hour just thinking about your father's erect penis. I can see it now with its short wide shaft and its large plum-like bell end.
How much money have you got in the bank?
Kevin, the things of this world are dust, they are dust. When I think of your father's John Thomas, that was so erect and virile 60 years ago, don't set any store by the things of this world, Kevin.
Yeah, well, that's all very well for you to say. You still owe me a car from when I was 18.
You're not still going on about that.
Well, I must say, it's really been very nice to meet you. I was a bit nervous about having a surgery inspection, but you've been very friendly. I told you it was nothing to be scared of. And I never imagined you'd turn out to be so interested in cricket. It's the scoring I like, really. I've got all the Wisdons going back to 1968. Yeah, so you said. I'm quite jealous. Some people think it's a bit gay. What? There's nothing gay about it. Of course there isn't. And if it was gay, there wouldn't be anything wrong with it. Of course there wouldn't. Perhaps we should go to a cricket match together sometime. Oh, that'd be champion. We could go on the train. I like train spotting too. I could bring a great big hamper. And there wouldn't be anything gay about it. And if there was, there wouldn't be anything wrong with it. Of course there wouldn't. And I'm very sorry about that, about that accident on your head. Oh, that's all right. You can't be held responsible for the actions of a dog. That's exactly what I say. I still don't understand how he got up on the roof, though. Oh, dogs are always roofing. Are they? Yes, you must have heard them. Roof, 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 roof. What do you mean? Well, roof, roof, woof, woof. Oh, you mean like a joke? Well, yes, sort of. I love jokes. People never make jokes to me. Well, there you are then. I'm going to tell all my friends. Well, the people on the cricketing and train spotting websites, and my mum and dad when I get home. Oh, wasn't it lovely to spend the afternoon at Dr. Harry's surgery?
Oh, yes, really lovely. Isn't Dr. Harry nice?
But wasn't that man from the QCQ funny?
Yes, with that sticking up hair.
And those sticking out ears.
Oh, dear.
I hope Dr. Harry's coming to see me again soon.
I expect he'll come when he can, Mum.
He's bound to be ever so busy.
Only I think I'm worse.
Oh, Mum, for goodness sake. Just because we left you on your own for one afternoon.
You look fine, Mum. You've got a lovely healthy colour.
You don't seem breathless.
Your lips aren't blue.
Well, do you want us to call him, Mum?
No, I don't like to bother him.
Do you want us to call the ambulance?
No.
Well, there you are then.
We will call him if you want us to, Mum.
No.
Well, we don't know what to do for the best now.
We'll see what Trevor thinks when he gets here.
That's a good idea. We'll see what Trevor thinks.
Will he be here quite soon?
Quite soon.
He comes as soon as he can.
He arrives quite suddenly.
He stares in through the window.
Sometimes you look around and he's already in the room.
He's a silent man.
He's a short-sighted man.
He's got horrible broken blood vessels in his eyes.
I think he might be a bit one away.
Does he wear glasses?
I can never remember.
What are all these red dots everywhere?
Yes, I've been noticing those. They're on everything.
Black dots, you mean?
No, Mum, they're red, not black.
How can you say they're black? They're as red as anything.
Black dots expanding in front of me eyes.
Oh, Mum!
Is Lovejoy always this black?
Lovejoy?
What do you mean, Mum?
I know he's always got a black leather jacket.
And he's got black curly hair.
That's why we like him so much.
But everything seems black in this episode.
Your eyes are definitely going funny.
We haven't even got Lovejoy on, Mum. Oh, dear. Would you like us to put Lovejoy on?
No, it's too late.
Of course it's not too late, Mum. It isn't even tea time.
I think I might go to bed.
You can't possibly go to bed now, Mum. It's broad daylight.
It's the middle of the day, Mum.
It's pitch black.
We could have the Antiques Roadshow. We've got one recorded.
I might go through that bright door.
What bright door?
Don't be silly, Mum. You can't stand up on your own.
It looks lovely and bright through there.
Mum, where are you going?
Mum!
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 Mum! Mum! Trevor!
Hey.
Here's your coffee, Dr. Erie. Oh, thanks, Tina. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's an email from the QCQ. This will be our report, I expect.
Oh, good.
No, I don't think we need to worry. That Jiminy Simmons turned out to be quite friendly in the end. We struck up a bit of a rapport. In fact, we're going to the cricket together.
Bit gay, innit?
Of course it's not gay. Two chaps could go to the cricket together without it being gay.
Yeah, if you say so.
I must say, I think I made a very wise move by adopting a friendly approach. I know it's tempting to be aggressive with these QCQ people when they come round, challenge everything they say, but actually if you adopt a friendly approach, you usually find that they're perfectly reasonable people, and of course it makes them much more likely to give you a good mark. So, let's see. What? What's it say? Bloody hell! The backstabbing little bastard!
What's it say?
Unsatisfactory! He's marked us unsatisfactory! He says I copied all my policies and procedures off the internet! And look at this list of stuff we've got to buy! An oxygen tank, new chairs for the waiting room, new fridge for keeping drugs in. I can't afford all this!
Oh, dear!
And look at this bit! He says I'm too fat and unkempt and it sets a bad example for the patient.
Let's have a look.
Too fat! The backstabbing little shit. As a matter of fact, I've lost several.
At least you put Love Gemini down the bottom and some kisses.
The two-faced, squeaky-voiced little turd. Right, I'm going to send him an email. Bollocks to you, Jiminy Simmons.
Are you sure you want to send that?
Of course I want to send it.
I don't think you better unsend it.
Well, what am I meant to do? I can't possibly afford all this stuff. This is going to put me out of business. But if I don't do it, they'll close me down anyway. Oh, bugger it all, I'm going home. I'll make up my mind about this email tomorrow.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone there?
I think they've all gone. They never bother to tell me when they go. Dr. Harry's left his computer on again. I expect I'd better switch it off. Ooh, what's this? There is an unsent message in your emails. Would you like to send this message before you close? I expect I'd better just click yes. There. That's done it.
Crikey! What's this? An email? Not an official one either. A personal email for me. Oh, it's from my new best friend, Dr. Harry. Oh, how exciting. He's my new best friend, he is. We're going to the cricket together. What a lovely treat. This email's probably about which train we're going to catch. Or he said he was going to pack a big hamper to eat when we got there, full of delicious food and drink. It might be about that. He said he was going to get a lattice top pork pie. Perhaps he wants to know if I like mustard or Branston pickle with it. Hee, I like them both. Crikey, I can't wait to open this email. In fact, I'll open it now. Bollocks to you, Jiminy Simmons. Oh. That's a bit of a disappointment. That's what people used to say to me at school. When they were bullying me.
And then I get this report from him saying I'm unsatisfactory and I've got to buy all this stuff that I can't possibly afford, when I went out of my way to be friendly to the little shit. And I also made it perfectly clear that I'm up to my eyeballs in debt. So I wrote this email to him. What on earth's that?
125 quid.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, not bad for a table.
Look, are you two even listening to me?
Yeah, we are.
Are you?
Well, no, not really.
A grabber was just checking crapsy.
Yeah, I'm just selling some old stuff.
What sort of stuff?
Oh, you know, old china, old furniture.
I like your new car, by the way, Grabber.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
So where did all this stuff come from?
Well, they're red dots. I told you, didn't I?
Oh, well, that's just typical.
That's just the kind of world we're living in, isn't it? The rich get richer, and the poor get rated unsatisfactory by some jumped-up little turd from the QCQ.
Oh, honestly, Fairy, you're not still going on about that, are you?
Yes, I bloody am, as a matter of fact.
I think it's about time you stop whinging and play the white man.
Yeah, you want to grow a pair.
Well, I have grown a pair, as it happens. I sent him an email.
Why, what sort of email?
I did what you said. I sent him an email saying, "Bollocks to you, Jiminy Simmons." Grabber, is that you again?
Yeah, sorry, I can't seem to switch it off.
You did what?
I sent him an email.
I don't think that was very wise, do you?
But that's precisely what you told me to do.
No.
Well, you did. Grabber did as well.
What, me?
You don't want to get the wrong side of the QCQ, Fairy. They're a very powerful organisation.
You said they were tin pot Hitlers.
No, nothing of the sort.
And Grabber said to say bollocks to them.
No, I never. That must have been somebody else.
They've got a very difficult job to do, and I don't think it helps matters to start sending them abusive emails.
Oh, great.
As a matter of fact, I'll soon be doing some QCQ visits myself.
Yeah, me too.
What? Oh, well, they pay £600 a time.
Yeah, plus expenses.
Meaning lunch.
Grabber?
I've just sold a China.
Would anybody like a slice of Victoria sponge? Atkins,
Yes, Under Secretary?
have you seen this memo, Atkins?
Which memo, Under Secretary?
Apparently, a GP has said bollocks to QCQ, Atkins.
Oh dear.
We can't have that, Atkins.
No, Under Secretary.
If this sort of thing gets about, there could be serious repercussions.
Yes, Under Secretary, but,
What is it, Atkins?
the QCQ isn't very popular amongst the rank and file, sir.
It isn't meant to be popular, Atkins. If it was popular, it wouldn't be doing its job properly.
No, sir.
We can't have people just saying bollocks to Department of Health initiatives because they don't like them, Atkins.
No, sir.
It's our job to impose things on GPs, and it's their job to put up with them.
Yes, Under Secretary.
If they start making up their own minds about what's a good idea and what isn't, Atkins, it will mean the end of public service as we know it. The lunatics will have taken over the asylum.
Yes, Under Secretary.
I want you to find this GP who said bollocks, Atkins, and I want you to do something about him.
Yes, Under Secretary. Would you like a boiled egg for your tea, Under Secretary?
Yes, please, with Marmite soldiers.
Dr. Stead? What is it this time, Master Pony? I've just received an email from the Department of Health, Dr. Stead. Oh, don't tell me. They've come up with a new initiative, something even more bizarre and stupid than the ones before. It's about the QCQ, Dr. Stead. Oh, yes, the QCQ. Possibly the most overpriced and pointless organisation ever put on God's earth. Let's ignore everything that really matters about medical care and check everything that doesn't matter instead, and make a huge fuss if it doesn't comply to our pointless standards. Apparently, a GP has said bollocks to the QCQ. Well, good for him, that's what I say. The Department of Health has got to learn that they're not dealing with a bunch of kids. They're not dealing with people who can be just pushed around indefinitely. They're dealing with GPs. It was Dr. Harry.
What? Harry?
Yes, he sent an email to Jiminy Simmons that said, bollocks to you, Jiminy Simmons, and it made Jiminy Simmons cry.
Harry, eh? Made Jiminy Simmons cry, eh? He always was a bolshy little troublemaker.
But perhaps you'd rather not...
Beardy beatnik, a scruffy, subversive fatso, and his surgery isn't at all feng shui either.
But perhaps you'd rather not be the one to deal with it, Dr. Stead, given your views on the QCQ.
What views?
And their inspections.
I'll tell you what my views are about inspections, Master Pony. Did I ever mention my son to you?
I believe you may have referred to him, Dr. Stead.
Yes. Well, he was a snide little blighter. I used to inspect his bedroom to teach him discipline, and he never liked it. He wanted a BMX bike, and I wouldn't get him one because of his untidy room.
My brother had a BMX bike.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, nothing really.
We're not talking about your brother, Master Pony.
No, Dr. Stead.
We're talking about my son.
Yes, Dr. Stead.
Yes. Well, one day he published a poem in the school magazine entitled My Dad's Feet. He checks my room to see it's neat, and if my toys are in their box, but his room pongs of cheesy feet. The floor is strewn with unwashed socks, which smell the same as month-old kippers. The dog faints if it sniffs his slippers.
Oh dear.
The lines, as you can tell, are etched on my memory, and as if that wasn't bad enough, there weren't any potatoes for supper.
No potatoes, Dr. Stead?
Yes, my wife presented this poem to me as soon as I came in the house. "Isn't he clever?" she said. "I think it's jolly funny, and your feet are rather smelly, dear."
Yes.
What do you mean, yes?
I mean, I'm listening, Dr. Stead.
Well, I thought it best to change the subject, so I said, "What's for supper?" And do you know what she said?
No, Dr. Stead.
Pasta. She knew jolly well I don't like pasta. I only like potatoes.
I see.
"Why aren't there any potatoes?" I said. "I'm afraid they're all gone, dear," she said. "I think Rupert must have used them for a project of some kind." So I ran upstairs to ask him what the devil he was playing at, and the little perisher had stolen my slippers and put them in the middle of the floor, and all the potatoes were arranged round them with drawn-on faces, looking as if they'd fainted from the smell. I've never liked snide little inspection dodgers from that day to this.
Yes, I understand.
So don't you worry about hairy mascarpone. I'll sort him out all right. I'll give him an inspection he won't forget in a hurry.
Q-Poodle 6.
Thug, the mighty.
You're in big trouble, Q-Poodle 6. What are you doing here on Earth?
Oh, I was just...
You have been warned before not to interfere with the Earthlings. They're not supposed to know about us. You're going to give the whole game away.
But Thug...
Now I, the mighty Tharg, have had to come all the way here to fetch you back. This was going to be my day off.
But Thug, there's an old lady here who's been invaded by hairclip monsters from Andromeda 3.
Hairclip monsters from Andromeda 3? There are no such things.
With respect, O mighty Tharg, there are such things. They get into a person's hair and take over a person's mind and make that person rearrange their house so that it's no longer feng shui.
Here we go. Feng shui again. You're obsessed with feng shui.
But Tharg...
When are you going to learn that feng shui doesn't matter? Nobody cares about feng shui.
But Tharg, feng shui is the harmonious principle that holds the universe together. Without feng shui, there would be chaos. We must all fight to preserve feng shui.
You're going to get my feng shui boots right up your feng shui arse in a minute, and there won't be anything harmonious about that.
No, Tharg.
And what about all this writing on the walls? Why have you been writing all over this old lady's walls?
Nobody can see the writing apart from her, Tharg.
That's not what I asked, Q-Poodle 6.
No, Tharg.
Well, why have you been writing on her walls?
It's, poetry, O mighty Tharg.
Poetry?
Yes, Tharg, I like to jot down the ideas as they come to me.
Poetry? That's worse than feng shui, that is.
Would you like to hear one of my poems, O mighty Tharg?
No!
The boy stood on the flight deck with his big dilithium crystals when a lovely Venusian girl walked by with a gorgeous pair of...
I hate this modern stuff. Give me something that doesn't rhyme or scan or make any sense. That's what I call poetry.
Yes, O mighty Tharg.
Now come on. Let's get back to Mars.
But Tharg...
Not me, no buts.
But I can't leave now, Tharg.
Oh, yes, you can.
I've just managed to corner the hairclip monsters in the cupboard under the stairs.
Then leave them there.
But Tharg...
Now. This instant.
Yes, O mighty Tharg. I hear and obey.
Dad? Dad? Dad!
What?
Why are you so deaf? I've been calling you for 1,000,000 years.
Oh, sorry, darling. I was thinking about Grandma.
Grandma? What about Grandma?
Oh, she's been on the phone again. Apparently the aliens have moved all of her saucepans into her bookcase and her washing up liquid into her wardrobe. She says, can I go round and sort it out?
What, has Grandma got aliens? That's cool. No, she hasn't really got aliens. She's just done it herself and then forgotten. Done it herself? Why would she do it herself?
Well, because she's going a bit funny in the head. I don't know how much longer she can stay in that house on her own.
Where else can she go? Well, if things carry on like this, well, I don't know. We'll have to think of something. She's not coming to live here? No, no, no. If she comes here, I'm going to kill myself. Jenny, she wouldn't even want to come here. You always say things like that, and then it happens anyway.
Well, it's not going to happen anyway. She can't possibly come here.
I will kill myself. Don't be ridiculous, Jenny. Of course you won't kill yourself. I will. I'll commit suicide. Well, she's not coming here, so there's no need to even talk about it. Huh. What were you going to ask me, anyway? Oh, yes. Why is your willy so small? What? Last time I saw you in the bath, there was no sign of it. All I could see was your great big pot belly. Look, as a matter of fact, I've lost a normal length for a willy. There's no such thing as normal. Everyone's different. But you're abnormal. No, just because I was sitting funny in the bath. Subnormal. It was probably below the waterline, hidden by some bubbles. Don't think so. Well, come on. Come on, where? Well, we've got to go to Grandma's, like I was saying. I'm not going. I'm staying here. You can't stay here on your own, darling. I'm staying here with Mummy. Oh, she's going out to one of her evening classes. Manipulation, guilt trips and moral blackmail. She's done that one already. Yeah, well, this time she's teaching it. Well, I don't want to go to Grandma's. I hate Grandma's. It's boring, and it smells funny, and she always makes me give her a kiss. It doesn't do you any harm to see her once in a while. You haven't seen her since before Christmas. Huh. Don't want to see her. She might give you some money. Oh. All right, then. Hello, Mum. Hello, dear. Who's this you've got with you? Jenny. Oh, my little friend. Hello, Jenny. I haven't seen you in ages. Hello, Grandma. Here's £20. Thank you. See how worthwhile it is coming to visit your old grandma? I wish I could come more often. Of course you do. I expect it's that horrible dad of yours who keeps you away. Yes, it is. He's so mean. No, I'm not. Well, you should come and visit me while you can, because I don't expect I'll be here for much longer. Why won't you, Grandma? Oh, I'm getting very old. I expect I'll soon be dead. Or perhaps that horrible dad of yours would like to put me in a home. No, I wouldn't. Why don't you come and live with us, Grandma? Oh, you wouldn't want me living with you? Yes, I would. You could help me with my homework. Doesn't your dad ever help you? No, he's horrible. All he ever does is watch telly and eat crisps. Don't you ever help your daughter with her homework, Robert? Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm always helping her. Children do much better at school if their parents help them with their homework. There was something about it in the Reader's Digest. Well, you never used to help me. It wasn't my job to do your homework for you, Robert. It was your job to get it done by yourself. Yeah, but you just said... Education was different in those days, Robert, and you were quite lazy enough already. It's no surprise that you turned out so fat and unkempt. Look, as a matter of fact, I've lost... If you came to live at our house, Grandma, you could have Dad study, because he never does any work in there, and he could go and live in the shed. Doesn't he do any work in that study of his? He just goes in there and snores. Actually, I'm writing a book. A book about snoring. I bought him a desk for that study. It cost me £200. Give me my £200 back. I do work in there, and I use that desk all the time. For snoring on? Well, do you know, Jenny, I think your dad would be perfectly at home staying in his shed. When he was a boy, we used to have a shed in our back garden, and Sandy the dog lived in there, and he used to go in there and lie down on the mat next to Sandy. They were like two peas in a pod. That dog was the best friend I ever had. Huh! You won't let me have a dog? Well, I don't think we can afford one. Nonsense, Robert. You might have a bit more money if you spent more time working in that study of yours and less time snoring. I do spend time working. Well, it doesn't sound like it. Jenny says you spend all your time snoring. Can I go and listen to my music in the front room, Grandma? Of course you can, darling. Are you still an emo? Sort of. Good girl. How are things? Fine. Would you like a cup of tea? Do you want me to make it? Of course not, Robert. I can make a cup of tea by myself. You seem very clear-headed today. Why shouldn't I be? Well, you've had a few funny ideas just lately. Rubbish. Would Jenny like an orange juice? Or is she drinking vodka and coke these days? Orange juice will be fine. How does the house seem to you? Is everything normal? Of course it's normal. Is everything in the right place? Are all the rooms the right size? Of course they are. What on earth are you talking about? And, have you noticed any writing on the walls just lately? Writing on the walls? There's some graffiti on the wall by the supermarket. What about the yellow man?
Have you seen the yellow man at all?
You're not meant to call them yellow men, Robert. That's racist.
I notice you're not wearing any hair clips today.
No, do you know, it's an extraordinary thing. I can't find any. I can't imagine where they could have got to.
Well, you do seem very clear-headed.
Of course I am. Can you look in the cupboard under the stairs, Robert? There's no orange juice in the fridge, but I think there might be some in there.
All right.
Grandma, can I have a biscuit? Of course you can, darling. Your father's meant to be fetching you some orange juice from the cupboard. I don't know what's keeping him. He's sort of rolling around in there. Rolling around? In what way? I don't know really, but I took a video of him and put it on Twitbook. Come on, Jenny. So that's where all my hair clips went. What on earth are you doing with them, Robert?
Sicum de blablob. Mashed potato.
What are you talking about? For goodness sake, take off those clips. They don't suit you at all. You'd do much better to shave off your beard. I've never liked hairy men.
Come on, Jenny, we've got to see a man about some trousers.
What trousers?
A man, he's about 40. We've got to see him about some trousers, because the trousers are too tight.
Well, your trousers wouldn't be so tight, Robert, if you stopped eating so much and lost a bit of weight. I've never liked fat men.
Well, they're not for me, they're for the other one, but if we don't go now, it'll never get better. They're made out of, I can't remember what it's called, but they're very flat and they've got sharp edges. Magnetic. Fridge magnets.
What on earth's he talking about, Jenny? It's one of his stupid jokes, I expect, Grandma.
I'll answer it.
I can answer it myself, thank you, Robert. I'm perfectly capable of answering the front door in my own house.
Well, you can't answer this one. It's gone all wide and flat. I don't think that's your proper front door at all. Somebody's changed it. You have to walk like a crab to get to it.
There's nothing the matter with that front door.
I'll bend over sideways. That'll do it.
Grandma, has Dad gone insane? I think perhaps he has, darling.
Cool.
Oh, Dr. Harry. I've just come to check whether your mother has returned her postal vote for Brexit or not. I must say, I love what you've done with your hair.
My hair?
Yes, those hair clips. So many of them. Mrs. Prolapse, my friend, always wears a lot of hair clips, and the thing I always say to her...
But I'm not wearing any hair clips. You're the one that's wearing hair clips.
Yes, quite right. Mrs. Prolapse has a semolina pilchard climbing up her front stairs. I must go home straight away and move my wardrobe into the back garden. Goodbye.
Good Lord. A yellow man.
Would you like a cup of coffee, Dr. Harry?
Yes, please, Tina.
Here, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why?
Well, there's this video on Twitbook of you wearing millions of hair clips and rolling around on the floor.
What?
Yeah, and it says you've gone insane.
That's Jenny.
What, she dressed you up like that?
No, she took the video.
So, is it true then?
No, of course it's not true. Well, it's true that I had millions of hair clips and I was rolling around on the floor, but it's not true that I've got insane.
Well, it says you have on Twitbook.
Well, that doesn't make it true.
Don't it? How come you was wearing millions of hair clips then?
Look, it's a bit difficult to explain. They were my mum's hair clips, and they sort of attacked me. Anyway, I'm perfectly all right now. Just make the coffee.
Yeah, all right, if you say so.
Let's see. Oh, bloody hell, it's trending. Just wait till I get my hands on Jenny. Oh,
Harry.
Dr. Stead.
Harry.
What the hello, Dr. Stead. How nice to see you. What can I do for you? Would you like some coffee? Tina's just gone to make some. Or some chocolate cake? I think I might have eaten all the chocolate cake, actually, but...
Shut up, Harry.
Sorry.
What's this I hear about you and the QCQ, Harry?
Oh, me and the QCQ?
Yes, Harry. You and the QCQ.
Well, I did have a surgery inspection.
So I gather, Harry. And how did that inspection go?
On the day, I didn't think it went too badly. In fact, I thought I'd struck up a bit of a rapport with the inspector.
Jiminy Simmons.
Yes, that's him. On the day, he seemed nice and friendly. We were going to go to the cricket together.
Oh, how lovely.
And then he sent me a report saying the surgery was unsatisfactory. And I'd got to buy loads of new stuff that I couldn't possibly afford. And
you were fat.
and unkempt.
Well, yes.
And you didn't like that report, did you, Harry?
Well, no, I didn't. I thought it was very unfair. What's more, I thought it was mean of him to pretend to be all friendly and then stab me in the back like that.
And what did you do?
You
sent an email.
Yeah, that's right. I sent him an email.
And what did this email say?
It said...
Did it say bollocks?
Did
it say bollocks, Harry?
Well, yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
That's just what I think. That's honestly what I think. Bollocks to Jiminy Simmons, and bollocks to the QCQ as well.
Nobody likes these inspections, Harry.
Don't they?
No. And of course, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion.
Oh, am I?
Of course you are. We're all in a consortium now, Harry. Government of GPs, for GPs, by GPs.
How lovely.
I'm not your enemy, Harry. I'm your friend.
Well, it's very nice to have you here.
I'm glad you think so. But of course, there is such a thing as unprofessional conduct.
Oh, yes, of course.
Conduct that brings all of us into disrepute.
Yes, I see what you mean.
We've all got to have rules and regulations, Harry. You can't run a big organisation like the NHS without rules and regulations.
No, of course not.
And if some bolshy little comedian takes it into his head to start shooting out swear words any time the rules and regulations get on his nerves, what do you think we should do about it? Should we have a jolly good laugh and pat him on the back for being so clever? Or should we have a quiet interview with him to make sure he never does the same thing again?
Is it the first one? The pat on the back and laugh one?
No, Harry. Not the first one. Not the first one at all.
Oh dear.
Now, Harry, I suggest you take a deep breath and prepare yourself, because by the time I'm finished with you...
Oh, wait a minute!
What?
I'm unbalanced.
What?
I'm unbalanced, I am. I'm right on the edge. In fact, a lot of people think I've gone insane. It's all over Twitbook and everything. Just ask Tina.
Don't you give me the old I'm unbalanced excuse, Harry. I've heard the old I'm unbalanced excuse 1,000,000 times. I'm sick and tired of the old I'm unbalanced excuse. I've got burnout. I'm on the edge of a breakdown. The pressure of work's too much for me. It's pathetic. You'd think half the GPs of the country were unbalanced the way they carry on. Well, let me tell you, it won't wash. Just because you're unkempt and overweight, Harry, that doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. I'm going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. I'm going to come down on you so hard, there'll be a hairy-shaped bump coming up in the middle of China. I'm going to... Damn and blast. Who's that?
Dr. Stead? It's me, Benita Mascarpone.
Mascarpone? This had better be important. I'm right in the middle of that little business we were discussing.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr. Stead, but I thought I'd better let you know. Your surgery's just been on the phone.
My surgery? What for?
They've had an unexpected visit from the QCQ.
They've what?
A delegation from the QCQ, Dr. Stead. They said they'd had a tip-off about some infection control issues.
What? Who's in charge of this delegation?
Dr. Gladstone.
Gladstone?
That's right, Dr. Stead.
I'll get him for this.
I'm afraid there's more, Dr. Stead.
Go on.
It appears that your emergency drugs were all out of date, and your dressing bins were all overflowing, and the downstairs toilet was broken, and in your fridge there were some stool and urine samples next to a packet of cheese sandwiches.
I see.
And all your policies and procedures had been copied from somewhere called the North Valley Surgery.
I see.
You've been closed down until further notice, Dr. Stead.
Right. We'll see about this.
Yes, Dr. Stead.
Think they can close me down, do they? They're going to regret this day. As for Gladstone, he'd better enjoy it while he can. I'm going to roast him over a slow fire. Tell my surgery I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Yes, Dr. Stead.
As for you, Harry...
Yes?
Well done.
What?
Good show. It's about time somebody stood up to these petty bureaucrats.
Well, thank you very much.
That's the ticket. Mustache. Bye.
Blimey. That unbalanced stuff really does work. Well, now to get back to some proper doctoring. Yes, that's all we ask as GPs, to be spared all this bureaucratic nonsense and allowed to get on with dealing with our patients one-to-one. It's the personal care of our patients that really matters. That's what doctoring's really all about. All of these written policies and standards and box ticking, that's got nothing to do with it. It's the individual patient, forming a relationship with that patient, and dealing with that patient's needs.
Telephone for you, Dr. Airy.
Who is it?
It's Mrs. Attersley.
Oh, bollocks.
She says it's ever so urgent.
Hello?
Oh, Dr. Harry, you must come over.
Why, what's happened? What's that terrible noise?
It's Tiddles.
Tiddles? You mean the cat?
Yes, he's gone completely mad. He's smothered in hair clips from nose to tail. He's running round around the house out of control. And there's a yellow lamb running after him.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Mrs. Hattersley.
Oh, the lamb's here.
But I'm afraid it's really nothing...
Oh, the big balls.
It's nothing to do with me.
Clarice Cliff.
I'm not a vet. I'm afraid I don't deal with cats.
Then there's nothing for it, Dr. Harry. I shall simply have to use the poker.
The poker?
Mrs. Hattersley? Mrs. Hattersley?
Come here, Tiddles. Mummy's got something for you.
Oh, good shot, Mrs. Hattersley. Now we can deal with those hair clip monsters. Wait a minute. Why are you looking at me like that? Be careful with that poker, Mrs. Hattersley. Mrs. Hattersley, look out!
Hello?
Hello, Dr. Airy.
Who's this?
It's me, Jiminy Simmons.
Oh, you?
Are we still going to the cricket tomorrow?
No, we're bloody not.
But I was looking forward to that.
Well, you should have thought of that before you sent that report.
But I thought you were going to be my best friend.
Yes, well, sometimes these things just don't work out.
But my mum's made Scotch eggs.
OK, I'll meet you at the station.